The name of the Lord is a strong tower. The righteous man runs into it and is safe. The Lord said through Moses in Numbers chapter 12, verse 6, "If there is a prophet among you, I, the Lord, make myself recognizable to him in a dream. I speak with him in a vision." So it is written. And by that verse, I just want to remind you of what is written in order to stem into what I would perceive as, refer to as, a vision. Now, vision and dream are almost synonymous when it comes to the method by which God chooses to identify himself to us as he speaks to us. But there is also, I believe, a difference because you can obtain a dream as you sleep, and you wake up, you remember the dream, or you can also obtain vision while you're fully awake with your eyes closed or open. So I'm going to concentrate on the latter. Now, as a seer, I can speak of visions. And in one of these visions, um, which I've obtained, through the grace of God, I see a tower. I see a tower in the distance. As if from afar, I see this tower, okay? Um, Only that there are obstacles ahead of me. It is as if I was going through a path of sorts, And the closer I get to the tower, the safer I feel. And the tower brings comfort. The tower brings with it a sense of protection, a sense of that there is peace because of you being protected by this tower. I believe it serves to prove the verse that says, "The name of the Lord is a strong tower." I have also been in this tower, encompassed by it, and as if I was high up in its location. And as I'm seeing through the tower's view, I'm seeing my enemies breaking away from me. As I am moving through what I would call at first, initially, it is as if it is a crooked path, okay? And the narrow path is being made straightened. Now, as I consider how I'm getting there through this path, the path is made straightened by a silent trust, okay? And I believe this is key, as I was obtaining this vision. Um, it was as if the struggle that I was feeling, these spiritual trials, which were literally on me, and which I perceived were spiritual. The more I kept that silent trust, the less I felt of it, and the closer I got to the tower. As I keep this silent trust, which I believe is key, that path is essentially being made straightened. As it is written, actually, it says, "Make thy way straight before me." I believe it's one of the psalmists. I don't know if it was King David that wrote it. But in any case, as I keep this silent trust, which I believe is key, the path is essentially being made straight before me. And I literally see the path straighter and straighter. I want to take a brief moment and state also that walking in integrity is also key. And I'm going to put a verse on the screen so you can best appreciate what I'm saying. But the most important thing to take away from this is, in order for that path to be made straightened, I had to be keeping a silent trust, but also I had to be walking in integrity in order for me to actually see the end result of what I was searching. The ideal end result being the path being made straightened. and it is a narrow path, by the way. It's also very uh, key to notice and to acknowledge that the path is not a really it's not necessarily a wide path. It is also a narrow path. Now, as the path is straightened, I'm walking up through this path, okay, and as I get closer and closer, because of the straight path leading me towards that tower, um, I'm noticing a couple of things. One of these things is a greater sense of comfort, a better sense of protection. I literally sense chains being broken off of me. Literal, not seeing chains, more like spiritual chains. Um, and I'm climbing up. I'm climbing up, slowly climbing up, until I get to this tower, and the tower is literally as if drawing me into it closer. And as I'm getting closer to the tower, now I'm being elevated into its great height and elevation. And I'm seeing now through the tower's vision, okay? I'm seeing through its perception, uh, through one of the windows, if you will, of this tower. And now I'm seeing my enemies uh, breaking away from me. And these spiritual chains are literally breaking off of me. And I'm seeing my enemies, which has surrounded me prior to my climbing of that tower. Now I'm literally seeing them from the tower's view, and as if they were lower than I was. I believe these things are key. Because they serve to show us what is written, namely that the name of the Lord is a strong tower, that the righteous man runs into it and is made safe. There is also another verse, Psalm 23, which I believe pertains to this vision also, because it also describes, um, uh, David, who wrote the Psalm, Psalm 23. He says that the Lord literally takes us through paths of righteousness for His name's sake, and I believe that is a direct parallel to what I saw in this vision. Now, as I'm in this vision of the tower, I think the key important thing to take from it is the protection I felt there. Um, the fact that I was surrounded, yet I felt almost no pain, and I was feeling these chains breaking off of me. Oh yes, now I remember the verse too. Um, there is a verse that says, um, one of the psalms says, um, I believe it is Psalm 46, um, which speaks about, and now my hand shall be lifted above my enemies. Something to that extent. Maybe I'm not recalling exactly, but something to that degree. It's something to that extent. So the reason I bring this up, the reason I bring this vision up, is because I believe it solidifies what is written, namely that the Lord is a strong tower. Specifically, it says, "The name of the Lord is a strong tower; the righteous man runs into it and is safe." So just something to think about also, and I might be able to, by my own experience, lend more of a prophetic view understanding, in other words. um, and I believe we can take comfort in that, as we see the word of God being revealed to us, um, and we can know for sure, we can be certain that these things are so. What is written is 100% faithful and true. So I would encourage and say, hey, you may not have had the vision, but at least someone else is able to say that such is the case, and this is true also. It can be also true for those who are undergoing trial. Um, it's all about comfort in the end, It's all about comfort and peace. The book of Isaiah, chapter 40, verse 4. Every valley shall be lifted, and every mountain and hill laid low. Psalms, chapter 34, verse 18. The Lord is near to the brokenhearted and saves the crushed in spirit. The book of Psalms, chapter 51, verse 17. The sacrifice acceptable to God is a broken spirit. A broken and contrite heart, O God, thou wilt not despise. It is written also that the name of the Lord is a strong tower. The righteous man runs into it and is safe.
The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? The Lord is the stronghold of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid? The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? The Lord is the stronghold of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid? For He will hide me in His shelter in the day of trouble. He will conceal me under the cover of His tent. For He will hide me in His shelter in the day of trouble. He will lift me high upon a rock. And now my head shall be lifted up above my enemies all around me. I will offer in His tent sacrifices and shouts of joy. I will sing and make melody to the Lord. Sing and make melody. I will sing and make melody to the Lord. Sing and make melody. I believe that I shall look upon the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living. In the land of the living. I believe that I shall look upon the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living. In the land of the living. Wait for the Lord. Wait for the Lord. Wait for the Lord. Wait for the Lord. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? The Lord is the stronghold of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid? Be strong and let your heart take courage. Of whom shall I be afraid? Be strong and let your heart take